An investor client came to me this weekend with a lot of excitement. He found the deal of the year, actually went and underwrote the deal based on the spreadsheet that I provided to him. Everything made sense. All the numbers was going to work so that he can cash flow. I said, great. I matched that excitement. I said, but before we turn in an offer, let's look at the deal. I want to check out the spreadsheet. How did you underwrite this deal? And unfortunately, I saw some immediate red flags. Oh, no. For starters, he just went on the property appraiser's website and grabbed the taxes as if they were from today. And then insurance was grossly under what would be bound for today. I didn't notice any sort of rehab work that was going to be done, no allowance for potential upkeep. Perhaps the worst part of it all is that the rental rate was as if he was renting it out a year ago, and I'm not really quite sure where he got the numbers. So there was a lot of things that we needed to attack. Here's the exact conversation I had with him to input better numbers to his underwriting process. Setting aside the rehab work, because that would require us to get into the property, let's tackle the taxes, the insurance, and the rental rates. First was the taxes. That's actually a pretty easy fix. Don't go to the property appraiser's website, the particular property. Disregard what the taxes are right now. Go to the calculator that many of them have. For example, Lee County has one, and put in the purchase price of the property. And I'll go all, since you calculate it, it'll tell you exactly what your property taxes are going to be. Let's say if you purchase it at $400,000. Why that's important is because most property tax bills are going to appraise in at what you just purchased it at, because that's a comp. The tax property appraisers can say, that's what you purchased it at, we can tax you at that. As opposed to the numbers that the owner is paying now, which has a slew of exemptions that are not going to be the case for you as an investor. The second fix was sending an email to my insurance agent and saying, here's the property address. I need a dwelling policy as an investor. Can you tell me how much it would cost per year? They responded within an hour, said, here's the policy amount. You don't need any flood insurance. However, here's the hurricane deductible. Here's how much coverage that you have. And I was able to know pretty much right away exactly how much my annual policy would be if I bound it right there. Final thing, because we established the exit strategy was to be a rental, we looked at honest rental rates. And we didn't even just look at what it is today, but even factored down as if the market was still decreasing. For example, I was able to look at the MLS, able to look at other portal sites that I have access to, and tell them that honestly, this property can rent for about $2,000. Now that's getting you a tenant within the first 30 days. However, we've seen a year-to-year decrease of no less than 25% of our rental rates. So properties last year that were renting for $2,000 are as low as $1,600. What if it continues to go down? Or let's be honest, how much could this go down? So if we're at $2,000, could you make the deal work at 15 or 16? And so we had to think about that honest number as well. Unfortunately, after running exact numbers and getting a better idea, the deal just didn't make sense. This investor wanted to purchase for cash flow, and they weren't interested in an appreciation gain long term. After you're paying your debt on the property, you had little to no cash flow that made sense for the risk that you're taking. Thankfully, we have a good relationship. We used it as a learning lesson, and we were on to the next property and still trying to find the next deal.